I think it's all his imps drop the gold that they're dropping as well, so it just refuels my lightning blast.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
I'm dropping a bit of gold here, but here comes a mistress, and she'll sort out pretty much any enemies that are in the area there. Even though she's only level 1, mistresses are kind of glass cannons. They hit extremely hard.
Your creatures need a bigger lair.
Let's expand the old lair again. They are one of the best overall creatures. Very few downsides to them. The only downside is that they hate one of the best heroes that you can convert, and they tend to sort of have a mind of their own. I'm going to let the imps deal with that one themselves. And they tend to have a mind of their own, especially when they get teleport. They tend to like to teleport straight to the torture chamber, depending on no matter what's going on, unless you put a call to arms down, which can be rather expensive if you want to do it on enemy territory. But as you can see now, the enemy keeper stopped sending his imps in, and this basically means I'm running his economy down. He took a big hit when I lightning bolted a lot of his a huge amount of his creatures, because he's going to have to start again with level 1 monsters when I do that. And because the computer isn't as picky as I am with monsters, he's going to have pretty poor monsters as well. So at this point I decide the time's right to oh, got payday. I decide the time's right to dig into the opposing keeper's dungeon. I've got enough gold again still in reserve to be able to blast pretty much anyone that you can have at this point. And my creatures are now of a sufficiently high level they could probably win without my help anyway. You know, no matter how large of a training room you design, you always need a bigger one at the end. But anyway, let's continue building the bridge. I rarely build a prison in these sort of levels, mainly due to the fact that it doesn't... Here we go. Mainly due to the fact there's no point capturing level 1s only to get skeletons, but... Torture Chamber's always useful for attracting mistresses, and if there are heroes that are worth capturing on the level, I will put it in, because it just makes the whole level that little bit easier. And again, I'm just using Lightning Strike to completely destroy most of his creature producing capability. I do use 3 here to destroy a Warlock, which is a little bit overkill, but again, it just means the eventual invasions... See, he's down to 12 monsters now. It just means the eventual invasion is just going to go that much better. We're now in pretty much a one-sided... There's the call for a bigger training room. But we're now... It's pretty much one-sided and game over at this point. It's just a case of me finishing him off. Let's make sure the training room's big enough now. But as you can see, most of my creatures are level 4 anyway, or at least around that area, so I'm gonna... And I've got more, so it would naturally be a victory for me anyway. And it looks like he has stopped producing imps as well, so if he's run out of money, I could wait even longer, and his creatures will eventually just desert him due to not being paid.
You have claimed an enemy room.
I mean, I would expect a lot more resistance than this. Usually I'm coming straight into his dungeon, and I'm not seeing imps, I'm not seeing any creature trying to stop me. Well, that's the AI being rubbish, I honestly don't know. But Yeah, at this point it's pretty much all over.
You have claimed an enemy room.
Heroes are useful for prisoning as well because most of them are humanoid. So, in fact, I think all of them are. So even if I don't manage to convert any of them, so I capture too many to convert at the same time, I am going to get skeletons out of them. Whereas with other keepers, it can be a bit hit and miss. Sometimes it's quite useful to capture your opponent's imps. Mainly because, and keep them alive in the torture chamber, because that just means that it costs him that much more to make keep him alive in the prison, sorry, because that just means it costs him that much more to actually make to continue having his imp population up. And now we've found the remaining enemies, so here we go.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning.
Well, that was pretty conclusive. Level 6 mistresses get access to the lightning spell, and that basically means that they become ranged attack monsters at that point. At level 5 the melee attack still hits very hard, but it's level 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 when they start getting spells that they become a real nuisance. At this point what I want to do is just take his portal, and once that happened he can't summon any more monsters, and that's pretty much game over. So after that it's just time to attack his dungeon heart and reveal all the secrets. So I'll come back when we decide to assault his heart. Okay, I've decided. I actually found the door this time, and there's his dungeon heart. It was as close as it could possibly be, basically. Making sure I don't put these guys down the portal, and in we go. And they're going to murder his heart. One thing you've got to watch out for sometimes in dungeon hearts is that there's a hell of a lot of traps around them, and sometimes in levels there's somehow a trap actually inside the dungeon heart, and it can make for not very good times, basically.
You have defeated an enemy keeper. Conquer this
Secret time. Okay, we're down here in the bottom east part of the map, as you can see. That's where I'm pointing to here, and that is a transfer creature special. So we will take that and use it when we found the other secrets. Slightly further up in the eastern alcove, as I pointed it out earlier, we have another special, and that is the Make Safe special, which is pretty useless now, but it will fortify your entire dungeon, increase your score a bit. And here in the western alcove we have the Increase Level. So here they all are in the library.
Train creatures. Your dungeon has been
There we
fortified.
go, fully fortified. And before I transfer a creature, let's make them better. And you'll find out which creature I transfer next
Your
time.
creatures have been blessed with experience.
One thing that you might want to notice when I play the outro for this level is that it's not actually the one that plays in the game, it's the one that matches up to it. You'll have noticed that Dungeon Keeper kind of goes out of sync with its outros to levels, mentioning things that it mentioned at the start of the level previously. So what I'm doing is putting them in the order that I think they should be. Okay guys, I will see you next time.
Steep scythe. Everyone has been put to the sword, and we've made an enormous magic carpet out of the thousands of bunnies that swarmed here. Your minions will feast on their tiny remains for weeks, truly a majestic victory.